almost every week on this podcast and across all baseball media talk about how the role of manager has become diminished in this era of baseball. And it's not that it's not important, but it's become diminished, the impact. One of the things that will always be very, very important, right at the top of importance of this job, is player relations and establishing a clubhouse and maintaining a clubhouse and building a winning environment, an environment that is the team, not the me. And I think hearing that Mendoza already talked to Lindor, that's not a surprise. Lindor's, you could argue the face of the franchise right now and a guy that's very open to those kinds of things. You look at the relationship he had with Buck, but Pete Alonso, who is not very far away from free agency. This relationship matters a lot right now for Pete Alonso and the Mets. And Mendoza is a guy that made the effort, and it seems like they had a long conversation. Edwin Diaz, Brandon Nimmo. That is something that this guy's got his first managerial job. His head's spinning. There's so much going on. He's got this press conference. But the fact that player relations, especially some of the most important Mets for the short term and long term, were top of mind to him to get on the phone with them, that to me is a really, really important sign of a guy that understands a baseball clubhouse.
It is one of the most important things that a manager is going to do is to build that culture. He used the word culture a lot, like build that culture of what the Mets are going to be. The attention to detail is something that's very important to him. And the player relations, he's by all accounts an approachable guy. I've read articles from Andy Martino here at SNY, read in The Athletic. Like he's the kind of guy that door is always open. Anyone could come in and talk to him at any time. So the fact that he's already reached out to some of the star players and his conversation that he had with Steve Gelbs, where he talked about the conversation that he had with Pete Alonso, he was like, we're on the phone for like 45 minutes, and I felt like I could have done hours with him. So clearly, I think there's a budding connection between Pete Alonso and Carlos Mendoza. And what a manager really needs to do is keep a locker room intact, keep guys motivated for the day in, day out grind that is a baseball season. And that's honestly throughout the regular season, probably the top priority and job of a manager is keeping the culture together. You obviously have to, monitor rest. You have to monitor what relievers get days off on certain days. Where the manager will make their money is in the playoffs. And the Mets got to get there. And once the Mets get there, we'll be able to make a true judgment on Carlos Mendoza's ability to manage in those situations. But by all accounts, it seems like he's the right guy to bring in at this time to build up a new culture